Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we have lots of important updates that we need to talk about and go through so that we all know what's going on with cruising. I have really missed you all the last couple of days. We've been having a marvelous time with all of our children in town with their children the last couple of days, and so thank you very much for sticking with me. First of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members, and all of you who are new, we welcome you too. We're really glad that you found us. If there's anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel. It will help you stay up to date with everything that is going on if you think that you are going to go on a cruise or trying to decide, as well as we have a lot of fun here together, and the Let's Go family is an amazing group. So first of all, I want to start off talking to you about the Ruby Princess. Now, I know that some of you were with us a few months ago when the San Francisco News had a really field day with the Ruby Princess having a few cases on board, and they really blew it out of proportion and exaggerated what had happened, and included, I think, a little bit of non-truth information. Well, today there has been reports again that the Ruby Princess returned from a sailing to Hawaii with a lot of people on board, and that it delayed them being able to depart on the next cruise that the Ruby Princess was going to be able, that they were going to sail on next. And so there is not a lot in the news about this at all. In fact, there is very little. And so I just wanted to put out there that I think things are better on the Ruby Princess than you would guess from reading the headlines, just based on our experience with what has happened with this kind of news in San Francisco before. I am surely going to watch for more news on it, but I have not heard anything alarming from the CDC. I searched for that. We have not heard anything alarming from many of the health officials in San Francisco. And so I just wanted to add a little bit of perspective to what is in the news with the Ruby Princess today. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is what's going on with Carnival. First of all, there's a little bit of news, as well as I have a reminder for you. So first of all, Carnival Corporation are going to be raising, I guess, all of their brands. They didn't say which one, but they just talked about how demand for onboard services and onboard spending has been very strong since the restart of cruising, and that some people like to buy things in packages, that you get, like, you can buy a package for your drinks, you can buy a package for your spa treatments, you can buy a package for your Wi-Fi, just lots of different packages when you go on a cruise, and they are going to be raising some of those prices. They didn't give any details to that, but honestly, I'm not surprised from two angles. First of all, we know that the price of everything is going up, so why would it not be going up for that as well? And then also, the cruise lines are in the position now that they're hoping to sail with more people on board, and I am sure that they are hoping to be able to recover some of their lost revenue, as they have been operating all of this time without really making any money. And so I hope that the price increases are not drastic. If any of you who are on a cruise ship notice anything that is going up, of course we would all love to hear from you. Regardless of which cruise line that you are sailing with. I think that some cruise lines like to announce what they're doing a little bit. This was more of an earnings information report rather than a to their cruise passenger report, of course. But I'd love to hear what's happening on the cruise ships about that. And I surely will let you know when we go on our cruise May 28th out of Rome. I'll let you know any differences that we see there as well. So I thought that was important. The other thing that I want to remind you about with Carnival is they do have a lot of people who have received future cruise credits that are going to expire on March 31st. And so I will put a link below to where you can go to see if you have any of those, and I'll just put it in the information box below this video. So if you don't know how to find that, when you're looking at the video, just below it look, and you'll see a little word, the words that say show more with an arrow. Just click on that and it'll drop down a box, and I will make sure I put the link there so that you can go see if you have any. But whether or not but if you do have some, hurry up and get a cruise booked, or you're going to lose them, and I don't want you to lose your future cruise credits. And even like you can even just go online, or you can send me an email. I am a travel agent and I'll help you book something, but you've got to just get something booked so that you don't lose those. And then you have clear until May 20th to find those future cruise credits and get them applied to that cruise. So you can even book a cruise. If you want to do it yourself, just go online to their website and go ahead and book that cruise, and you can go ahead and apply the future cruise credits to it later. But make sure that you get that done, because it would be sad to lose some of the money that you've paid Carnival and is now a future cruise credit. So keep that in mind. The next item that I want to talk to you about is the Discovery Princess. The Discovery Princess sailed. Yesterday was the 27th of March, and today is the 28th. It's Monday, but she set sail, and from what I have heard, I've heard from 2 people who are on the ship right now. It sounds like the boarding process was a little bit slower than everyone would have hoped. In all honesty, they not only have a new ship, but they are at a different berth there in the port of Los Angeles, there at San Pedro, than any cruise ships are used to having a port at, a berth, I should say. And so I am sure that things will get smoother, but everything that everyone is saying about what happened on board once they were able to get on, it sounds like it was just absolutely fantastic and a very special inaugural cruise to start off. So I'm really looking forward. We've got several Let's Go family members who are on board that ship for this inaugural sailing, and I can't wait to hear how everything is going and how much you enjoyed this cruise. I think it's going to be phenomenal. And so in association with that, one of our Let's Go family members was so kind. She's not going to be sailing until the beginning of April, which I guess is at the end of this week. But her sailing is the 2nd week of April. And she already has received information from Princess about what to expect. And first of all, in bold, it says that guests proceed to check in at 93, berth 93, or Pier 93, I should say, as normal. All guests will be guided outside to the upper deck car park with shuttles running every 10 or 15 minutes once you've checked in, and that includes the handicap accessible transportation. So we have clarified, I did in my video the other day, if you missed it, that I talked about the Discovery Princess from someone that was on that shakedown cruise. They have got that all figured out, and that part is running awesome. And so don't be worrying about that. So it says that check-in will take place at Pier 93 at the San Pedro World Cruise Center like we thought. Guests must complete check-in and drop off their luggage there. And then once you do get checked in, that's when you get on the shuttle. If you are arriving like by an Uber or a cab and you just have them take you, or somebody driving you, whoever it is, and you have them take you down to Pier 50, they're going to have to turn around and bring you back, because the check-in is not there. And so just keep all of that in mind if you are going there. But I just wanted to let everyone know that I think we're off to a great start on the Discovery Princess. The next item that I wanted to make sure everybody knows, this is just a really quick update about testing in Fort Lauderdale. One of our kind Let's Go members, Mike, let us know that he and his wife are going to be sailing out of Fort Lauderdale in an upcoming cruise, and they wanted to have a backup place to get tested just in case. Now, I have told you about the DocGo.com website, and that is $100 a test for each person. You will notice, like I said, that when you log in, you actually select which ship you're going to go on, and then on which date, and then that makes it so that you sign up for a test in the correct place. But he also found, and we have talked about Lab Doc before, but they're on 17th there, and you can do a walk-in test there, and those walk-in tests are just $45. So if you need to have an extra testing place just as your backup, Lab Doc, L-A-B-D-O-C, sounds like it's a really good option, and so you might want to keep that in mind. Then we just have a couple of things about the Sky Princess. They had a Transatlantic Cruise that just is docking in Southampton, and one of our Let's Go family members was so kind to let me know how this was going. Now, we had heard reports that there was no internet on that cruise and that people had been refunded for their money. That they had paid to have the Wi-Fi. Well, come to find out, and I think this is so uncool, like very poorly done, Princess. Princess apparently canceled the services of an internet provider so that those people, there was no internet available on the ship. It's just not they had a glitch. They canceled it. And the next internet provider will pick up when they get to Southampton, which I think was yesterday, Sunday. And so those people didn't have anything. Every once in a while they could pick up something from somewhere, and they said they noticed that the crew members were constantly kind of checking their phones discreetly. I'm not getting crew members in charge. If you were like used to being able to be in touch with your family some and suddenly you weren't able to, I think it's okay if every once in a while you glance at your phone and see if there's any word from home, especially if you had any concerns. But as the person who sent me the email said, 16 days without internet at this day and age is not okay. And so that is what happened with the internet. That's why we're hearing that there was no internet. They also had they were supposed to call in Casablanca in Morocco, and that is on my list of places to go. But I feel really bad that port got canceled because of what the requirements are there with the port officials there regarding COVID. And I want to say that that doesn't alarm me because we're kind of used to ports deciding what they're going to do about COVID. Just through this whole restart process. So they weren't able to do that. And then due to bad weather, they missed their next port. So luckily their cruise desk, bless them, they were able to schedule an unscheduled stop in Gibraltar. So everyone was really happy to do that because by that point they'd been on the ship for 9 days since they would miss their other two port calls. And so that's really nice. And I love that this person went out of their way to say that their room steward was fabulous as usual. They said that actually the food on the ship was really good. They had lobster twice. They had really good food. They were very pleased with the food. The entertainment, they said, was just off the charts. The new rock opera, Five Skies, they said is worthy to be on Broadway. They said it is really that good. And so if the internet had been working, they would have really enjoyed the cruise that much more. But otherwise, the cruise was fantastic. And so I just wanted to let you know. And I am really hoping that Princess realizes that not to do that again. You cannot cut internet to a ship and not let them know that. And if you're going to do that, you should tell them and let people decide if they still want to go on that cruise or not. And you know, honestly, I thought if somebody did that to Gordon and I would just be so sad. Because first of all, of course, we like to keep in touch with our family, but like we love to be able to keep in touch with you all. And so if we didn't have any internet to upload any videos or to be able to do any lives or anything like show you things that we were seeing along the way, I would be really sad. And so and I know that's a little bit selfish of me, but it's important to be able to keep track of your family and make sure that everything's going okay. So that's that story. The last thing that I wanted to, two things I want to talk to you about in this video. And by the way, anybody else on the Sky Princess, I would love to know what is going on with that. Under one of my videos, I got a comment about the Sky Princess, and I'm not going to repeat it because I cannot verify it anywhere, and I don't want to cause undue stress and worry. But if anyone is on the Sky Princess, I would love to hear from you. And I did very much appreciate the gentleman who asked me to not use his name, but was so kind to send me that update. Now, I've got a question for us. Someone would like to know if on the swimming pools on the Caribbean Princess, and if you would even like to comment on other ships, I would really like to hear, because this is a big deal, and I didn't think of it until someone asked. Have you noticed if in any of the swimming pools there are steps to walk down into the ship, water instead of just the ladders? I spaced it. Like when I go to think about it, I feel like there's steps somewhere, but I can't remember for sure. And I know that there's a lot of people that really need those steps, that it's harder for them to be able to use the ladder things to get in and out of the pool. And so if anybody could comment on that, I would just love to hear from you. And then also I wanted to tell you, just before I started doing this video, I saw that Royal Caribbean has announced their Alaska protocols. And so they're a little bit different if you're sailing from Seattle or from Vancouver. And so I'm going to work on all of that. And I don't know if I'll get that video out this evening or tomorrow, but watch for that. I have been watching, and they are the first cruise line, I believe, to get those protocols out. I've been watching, let's see, I've kept my eye on Norwegian and Princess and Holland America, and they have not announced them for Alaska yet. And so I'm kind of thinking that maybe what we are seeing from Royal Caribbean is going to be a lot of what we're going to see for Princess and the other cruise lines who will be operating up there this season. And they did not, nobody's announced them for the east coast of Canada yet though, so that's going to be interesting to see. So and in the comments below, let me know if there is anything that you would like to hear about, any questions you've got. I'm working on making sure I've got all my details correct for the green card for Italy to visit there, and just everything. But I would love to hear from you, what your questions are, what your concerns are, what you're thinking about cruising right now, as well as what you would like to know about. Don't miss our live this evening if you have a minute to join us. If you're busy, you can watch it later, but it's always fun to be together. That is always on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's really easy. If you subscribe to our channel, then you'll get a notification like on your phone. Whenever I get a live from someone that I subscribe to, I just click on it right there on my phone and it brings it right up. And so that's an option if you would like, and we'd love to see you and have you with us. So if we'll look forward to seeing you then. If you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up, as that really helps us out. I'll be talking to you again soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.